Hi, I'm Dave Gardy for Cybersecurity TV from our studios here near Washington, D.C. for this special presentation, another in the Compliance Automation series from SteelCloud. And joining me now here in the studio is Mr. Brian Hajost, who's COO of SteelCloud. Brian, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Today we're going to talk about the Command Cyber Readiness Inspection. They're coming back, and after the pandemic. Can you give us an overview of what a CCRI is, and what are the inspections like?
Well, they're conducted by DISA. It is actually on site. They inspect groups of machines, programs, results, and kind of the cyber complexion of the organization. They're quite intensive, and commands plan for them for months prior to the actual inspection.
Now, how do they affect the agency customer?
Well, they affect in a couple of ways, and I think different agencies or different organizations are affected differently. If there's been a good cyber hygiene, the effect on the organization may be not that great, where they trim things up a little bit, get things a little better so they can put on their best cyber face. Organizations, though, that haven't been keeping up with their cyber hygiene, they go through a number of months of very intensive work to get their shop back into shape where it can be inspected.
So what gets tested doing a CCRI, and how is the scoring done?
Well, the majority of what gets tested are the network itself, the endpoints in the network complexion, switches and routers and that type of thing. But they also test the cyber program, they test the cyber defenses, and they test behavior and OPSEC at the organization.
Interesting. So has the recent COVID issues affected the CCRI inspections, and could this lead to more preparation work?
Yeah, it really has. One, we had a hiatus for a period of time during COVID. The other thing, I think the priorities in most of the components changed during COVID, reacting to the hybrid remote workforce and that type of thing. So now that COVID by and large is behind us, the CCRIs are being rescheduled in organizations that may have prioritized things other than cyber hygiene or having to get back on track and get ready for their inspections.
Now, how can SteelCloud help? Before, during, after?
Well, I'd say there's three different areas or three different time frames that we come in to help. One is after inspection. A lot of times, if an inspection has not gone well, organizational leadership will come in and say, you know, we don't want to go through this again. One, we want to be successful. Two, we don't want to go through the horrendous work we had to do to prepare for the inspection. And they'll say, we want to put automation in place where we get compliant, stay compliant. The other is when the inspection first gets scheduled and they have a long runway in which they can plan. They say, listen, we don't want to have that last minute sprint. We want to put in some automation, get ourselves prepared so we're not affecting mission in the months prior to the inspection. And the third really is that sprint. In 4 or 5 months prior to the inspection, many times our software will be used to quickly get the organization up to snuff and with as little breakage as possible. And I think that's really the hallmark that we can provide any of these organizations is get to where they are, to where they want to be or need to be with as little breakage and as little effect on mission as possible.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate the time you've taken to speak about the Command Cyber Readiness Inspection, or CCRI. We've been speaking with Brian Hajost, who's the COO from SteelCloud. Brian, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Dave Gardy for Cybersecurity TV from our studios here near Washington, D.C. for the SteelCloud Compliance Automation Series. Thanks for watching.